Monsieur le Président. Oh, no, je viens de me
African leaders arrived in St. Petersburg Saturday to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin as part of an effort to mediate in the Ukraine conflict. Here's South African President Cyril Ramaphosa.
And we are here to communicate a very clear message that we would like this war to be ended.
Putin interrupted the remarks to deliver a list of reasons why he believed many of their proposals were misguided. He reiterated his position that Ukraine and the West has started the conflict long before Russia sent its armed forces over the border in February last year. He said Russia had never refused talks with the Ukrainian side, which had been blocked by Kyiv. When the African leaders called for the opening up of the Black Sea to allow them to receive grain shipments, he blamed the West, saying the crisis on the global food market is not the consequence of the Russian special military operation in Ukraine. It had started taking shape long before the Ukrainian situation developed. It started because the Western countries, the US and European countries, started unfounded and economically unjustified emission in order to solve their own problems connected with COVID. The African leaders are seeking agreement on a series of confidence-building measures, even as Ukraine last week began a counteroffensive to push back Russian forces from Ukrainian territory they occupy. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky had said after meeting the leaders in Kyiv on Friday that peace talks with Russia would be possible only after Moscow withdrew its forces from occupied Ukrainian territory. Putin said Russia remains open to constructive dialogue.
And we are here to communicate a very clear message that we would like this war to be ended. The sixth point we'd like to raise is what is affecting our countries, and we would like to call for the opening up of the movement of grains across the Black Sea so that whatever blockages there are should be opened up, and the grains and commodities must be opened to the markets. African continent, and indeed on many other. The other issue that is related to this is the children who have been caught up in this conflict should also be returned to where they have come from, their homes, being de-escalated as we make. And we make this contribution with the greatest respect to both countries, respecting the positions that they have put forward, but also believing that there is a common position that can emerge, a position that can lead to peace. And we do believe that this is the time for both parties to negotiate an end to this war, because this war is causing a great deal of instability and harm to various countries around the world. And it is for that reason.
Проект этого договора был The project of this deal was initiated by the head of the negotiations group from Kyiv. He signed it. Here it is. It exists. It is called the Agreement of Permanent Neutrality and Safety Guarantees to Ukraine. Guarantees, like you already said, my dear friend, President of the Republic of South Africa. 18 articles. Moreover, there is an annex to this. I won't go into details now. It has to do with the military and other things. It's all there in black and white, up to the amount of military equipment and number of troops. Here is the document. It was initiated by the Kyiv delegation. The signature is there. But after we, as promised, drew our troops away from Kyiv, the Kyiv authorities, just as their owners usually do, threw it all onto the rubbish of the heap of history. I'm putting it mildly and trying to be polite. They turned it down. Where are the guarantees that they won't give up any other agreements?
Личного состава вооруженных сил. Вот этот документ. И он парафирован.
Африканские коллеги, вы, наверное, смогли это тоже услышать из их вступительных заявлений.
Our African colleagues, as you may have heard from their opening statements, are interested in expressing their desire for peace. They repeatedly emphasized that their initiative was not just tokenism. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa read out 10 points that you have probably been able to see. The African leaders emphasized that this initiative does not compete with any other. First of all, they singled out the well-known 12 points outlining China's position presented a couple of months ago and noted those parts of the Chinese initiative that they are aligned with, which are that there should be no double standards in the world, that all the principles of the UN Charter be respected in their entirety, how they interconnect, that they're implemented so that there are no unilateral sanctions, that there be no attempts to provide security at the expense of the security of others, and that on a global scale. Security is indivisible. We share these main approaches. The main conclusion from today's conversation is that our partners from the African Union have shown an understanding of the origins of the crisis created by the West. We need to get out of this situation by addressing these underlying causes through developing special concrete actions to eliminate what has undermined fair security on European continent for many years.
И проявили понимание того, что выходить из этой ситуации необходимо на основе